All right, y'all can hear me. Hi, Nardi. Hi, everyone. We are live.
Yeah.
Hello, hello. Welcome to those in the group. So, you've got friends online.
Oh, yay.
Group here. So, yeah, y'all can go ahead and introduce yourselves in the chat. And if you're watching here live in the Facebook group, let us know that you are here live with that good old hashtag live, and also do an introduction letting us know who you are, what it is that you do, why you tuned in to this particular live. We've got some other friends popping in. Awesome, awesome. So with this live, we reached out to y'all and sent you the ad event calendar. It's such a cool tool to have. If you do live events, if you do speaking engagements, if you do live videos on, YouTube, even things like this, it's really great to have that tool called Ad Event. And you can do it free or you can do a paid version. And basically, it keeps track of all your events forever. And so if you're doing a speaking engagement, I consider this one every single week. It's a really great tool to have to get people to sign up to come live to your events. So you're creating your own speaking engagements. And the other thing is that it's a reminder. So you got a reminder on your own calendar, lets you know, hey, this person is going live, join the event. So just want to throw that out there. So yeah, drop in the chat if you're here live and let us know what is it that you do and where you're joining from and why you said yes to this particular training. And then we're going to get started. We are going to get started. I'm really excited to have y'all here today. Thanks for joining me. It's raining here. It's kind of gross. And if any of you celebrate Easter like I do, happy Holy Thursday and Good Friday and happy Easter in advance to each and every one of you. It is definitely one of my favorite holidays to celebrate and to be able to teach my now 2.5-year-old the meaning of Easter. So good stuff. All right. I'm a person that loves to write her trainings down. So you will see me with note cards and flipping them and doing the things. And then somebody asked me, like, what is this? I'll explain that later. I write things on my skin as well. I'm weird. But today we're going to talk about how you, as someone that gets into a sales conversation or DM conversations, or you're reaching out organically to people online, whatever the case may be, we're going to teach today on how to detach from the sale, how to shift out of that like clinginess towards, the potential prospect or client, and then how to follow something very simple and easy to put into your own current sales process, or, work on revising your entire sales process altogether. Cool. So Holly says, hi, I'm Holly Urbanek. Is that how I say it? Urbanek, client service liaison at the Melissa Myers Group. We serve female pharmacists looking to live their ideal life and empower them in their finances. I'm joining today to learn how to serve our clients to the highest standard because they deserve the best. And you're going to give them the best. And that's exactly right. So we're going to dive into, how to talk about some sneaky ways that you might not even notice that you're doing in your marketing, in your sales, particularly your sales and sales calls, and potentially pushing away clients who do want to work with you. We can unknowingly self-sabotage ourselves. There might be something going on behind the scenes. And I get it. I've been there. I recognize it sometimes still. which is why I create processes to have behind the scenes in my sales and systems as a strategy so that I don't go into a sales call with that frazzled type energy. But if you have been, let me know in the chat, either in the group or here, if you have been taught, like I was taught, the old man model, traditional way of selling of, you know, by the way, Holly, love your shirt, huge Michigan State fan. The traditional ways of being pushy, salesy, icky, tacky, and it can be very uncomfortable to sell and very cringy to sell that way, but we've all been taught that way. So if you have been taught that way, drop me a 1 in the chat. Hi, Nardi. She lives in Nambia, and it's way past her bedtime. She's starting her leadership coaching online business and is here to learn and improve. Awesome. Welcome. Hi, Andrea. Andrea's joining us also live on the Zoom. And then we have Amy, Dorothy, and Amanda all watching in the group. So I know I've definitely been taught that sleazy, icky way of selling, the old man model that I often describe in my content way of selling, which is very outdated, and it's not a two-way street. It's more like I'm going to push my agenda or my product or service onto the ideal client, even though they may not even need or want what I'm serving up as an appetizer. And this is the main reason why I created this group and why I do what I do, is because my approach is completely different from the traditional sales model. I call it a permission-based way of selling. And if you know the definition of permission, it means consent, free will, if you will. And it's not about convincing, it's about getting consent. So it's a two-way street, a total way of willingness between you and the potential client, who's ultimately the decision maker in the entire prospecting call, you know, sales conversation, what have you. And this is how we really build the relationship. And it's also a way to provide value, because if you haven't figured it out, sales and money are both emotional, right? Drop me a 2 if money is emotional for you. You all are in finance, so I know money is emotional for me. I know selling can be a very emotional process for a lot of people. So if that's the case for you as the person that is selling, don't you think that the person that's buying from you is also bringing their emotions into the process, right? So the way that the permission process works is with the emotions of yourself and then your clients or potential prospects that you're engaging with. So I want to spend some time talking about this and how we can be more aware of ways that we might be pushing potential leads away with our energy, with our like, you need to buy from me now or else, right? And we kind of like lunge through the phone or a Zoom call. And maybe you haven't done this, but maybe you've gone into a sales call where you're frantic, or you've got a lot going on in the background and you can't get settled, and you're bringing that energy into the call as well. And so that gets picked up on by the potential client. One of the main ways, especially when a client comes to me, what I first see is that frantic energy and really wanting to like stronghold and grip onto the outcome of the sale. And we want to make sure that we're closing sales via conversation rather than making it like an actual sales call. Because what happens is when we go in with that frantic energy, we wind up trying to control the conversation. And we also take over the conversation and not ask the proper questions to get the potential prospect involved in the conversation. And that can be really salesy and really icky. And we've all been taught this version. So I'd like to deconstruct this today and help you understand a different way of approaching your sales process. So if you're interested in this, please stay on with us. If you're like, this is weird, this is counterintuitive, great, you belong here, happy you're here. You know, anytime I get on a sales call or anytime I teach a sales process with my own clients, I don't want you to feel like it's a stressful, tension-based conversation, because we can go in it and the other person, not only are they feeling us, but we're feeling our own self, and we're like, I'm not going to make this sale. So we're bringing that energy, and it's a two-way street, and that's essentially what can push people away. So I want to teach you how to shift that and get you out of this piece of your body and into this piece of your body, your heart, and make selling a two-way street so you can build that trust and build that relationship with the potential client. You know, this type of process, permission process, is for those clients that you are talking to, that I like to call the skeptical, cautious buyer. So the skeptical, cautious buyer is somebody who needs to actually feel like they are in control of the situation, not the other way around. They don't want to be bossed around in the conversation. They want to flow through the conversation, makes it make sense. That didn't make sense, but make it make sense for them to stay in the conversation. And the way we do this is really understanding the emotions and tailoring our sales conversation to that client and their approach of how they want to buy from us. Now, there's this guy in the sales world who is like the ultimate sales guru. Okay, he started, I don't even know when, many years ago in sales, and was making a big fat zero when he first started. And now he talks about persuasion sales. There's a difference between permission sales and persuasion sales. You have permission sales, which is consent, willingness, the two-way street. And you have persuasion sales, which is convincing somebody of the sale, or in other words, convincing them to buy what you're trying to give them. And with persuasion, you need more of a logical reason why they should buy, right? Why should they buy your coaching? Why should they buy retirement from you? Why should they say yes to accounting services? And really trying to convince them why they need it. Versus permission, which is that emotional connection with the buyer, and really not having to convince. They've already decided in their mind that they need what you're providing. And it's really just making sure that you have that two-way street of a relationship. So, you know, this is really important because I often hear from my clients after they get off a sales call, like, I should have said this, I could have did this better. I could have used better language. I should have said it a different way. And so they're shoulding all over themselves. Not only are they doing that, but they could have improved. And really what it comes down to is diffusing one's own personal emotional tension that we're bringing into the call. And if we can do that, then we can diffuse the emotional aspect of ourselves in the call, and we won't push clients away. We'll actually draw them towards us. So why is this different than maybe how you're selling right now? And drop me a emoji, heart, star, horseshoes and balloons. What's that Lucky Charm song? If this is making sense, I want to make sure that this is making sense. So the permission process and why it's different. Number one, the whole idea behind the permission process was and still is so that you can become aware of your own emotions during your sales process. This is really key and it's important. Number two, I often teach clients how to regulate their own emotions during a sales call or sales language, specifically when getting onto a sales call, and help them detach from the emotion of the call. And then number three, the approach is different because we want to have meaningful conversations that involve ease, confidence, and conviction, whether or not the person buys from us or not. If we can trust ourselves when we're selling, then it makes the sales conversation that much more easier, right? But if we're going in with that tension, going in with that feeling like we have to sell versus we get to sell, that's a different energy that we're going to be bringing into sales conversation. So cool, it's making sense. Awesome. Making sense to y'all in the group, if you're still with us, hopefully making sense. I can't see comments. I don't know why, but I can't see your comments if you're commenting. Hi, Dorothy. Okay, got that comment too. Awesome. Good stuff. Okay. So now we're at the point where you get to practice this right now. You get to practice your personal emotional state. So I want you to notice right off the bat, even if you're off camera, what's your current body language? Are you leaning to one side? Are you tilting your head? Are you laying back? I have a super cute skirt on, by the way. Are you like playing with your hair, distracted? What is your current body language? Good. Leaning forward means you're intrigued, you're interested. 2, are you actively listening to what I'm saying? Can you mirror back when someone is speaking directly to you? Active listening meaning I'm hearing what you're saying and I can repeat it in many different ways in your own way. A lot of the permission process is about you selling in your own sales language versus me teaching you a sales script, because fuck that. I don't want to do that. And it's your sales language, not mine. I'm not the financial professional. I'm not the person that's talking numbers. You are the expert. You are the authority in that type of language. And so it's really important that we're listening to what that potential client has to say about whether or not they want to purchase an annuity from you or get bookkeeping services from you, and what their sales language is versus what you might be saying. Does it align? Does it match up? And then number 3, and this is really the biggest one that I want you to notice. What was the emotion that you showed up with on this call? So if you can type it in the chat, what's the emotion that you showed up with to this call? Now, when I say that, most of you will go right here and be like, oh, I'm happy. It's great to be here, But I want you to feel into your body. What is your body saying? Is your body connecting to what I'm talking about? Does your body feel a certain type of way? I know before I got on and I was writing my notes, I felt a gust of energy. So I got really happy and really excited, mostly tired. Okay. All right. Expectant. Ooh, that's different. Is there an emotion attached with expectant? And what does that mean to you? So when we think about our emotions, and I'm kind of going down a little bit of a rabbit hole, but our emotions tell a story. Okay. So we want to recognize if we're tired, if we're expectant, if we're excited, if we're frantic energy or nervous, how does that show up in your business right now? How does that particular emotion show up in your work, your personal life? Maybe you're married, maybe with your children. How does that emotion show up right now? And the reason for that question is I want you to see how becoming aware of your particular emotion is important. So if we're bringing our tiredness to a call, or our super frantic energy, or not feeling super great, if we're bringing that to our call, chances are our clients are going to pick up on that. Yeah. Curious about what you're sharing, hoping I can use this on the next call I have tomorrow with clients. Awesome. So this is definitely part of the permission process, without a doubt. This is something that I do with group clients, one-to-one clients, is we pause and we really recognize what is going on in here, not up here, because this is going to be like, or it's survival or thrival. If we're thriving, oh, there's a bird. This bird comes to visit me every day outside the window. So he's here. And now he's diving for worms because it rained. Oh, we caught one. Good job, buddy. So we have survival mode in the brain. And when we're in survival mode, psychologically, we can't sell because we're too tied to that mode. But if our body gets into a place of safety, into a place of trust, into a place of calm and ease and confidence, you can sell the crap out of what you're selling. And it's not a sales call, it's a conversation. So that's the biggest difference about today's topic that I wanted to share with you all. And it is a really big piece to the sales approach that I personally teach. And, I really like creating useful sales experiences that you can take into your next call. Hopefully everybody has calls tomorrow or the rest of today or next week. Yeah, so helping you create an experience that you can implement some of these strategies and see how they really work for you. Just to give you some context, clients who have come in to use the permission process have doubled income from 300,000 to 600,000 in less than a year, from 30 grand to $85,000 months. And this is all financial advisors, CPAs, bookkeepers, accountants, you name it. And the reason why I even created the permission process is because, well, money is emotional, sales are emotional, and we are feminine beings and we're emotion driven, right? That is our magnetism. We use our emotions to our advantage. And if we are not using our emotions to our advantage, we're actually blocking our own selves from receiving, which is a totally different topic. I can get into that in a different way. So it's really important that we build that emotional connection first with ourselves before we're building it into our sales process with a potential client. Questions, comments, concerns so far on any of this? And ladies who are live and on the Zoom, excuse me, this is really the tip of the iceberg of the work that I do. There's so much more to it from your, excuse me, actual sales language, your sales processes, even approaching different leads organically, how to have conversations with them, how to even approach the conversation, how to strike up that emotional connection almost instantaneously right off the bat, so they know you're well invested in them, and vice versa. And you already know, okay, I can help this person, but now how can I build that relationship at the same time? So, this is what I'm going to be teaching in a couple weeks in my masterclass. It's called Viral Sales Strategies. So I taught the permission process on a TikTok video and went viral, unbeknownst to myself. I had like 40 followers, and then I blew up to about 1,000 in 3 days, and over 67,000 views on a video. It was a 2-part video that blew up. And then sales came in after doing this video because of what I was saying and how I was speaking about the permission process, and people were really resonating with it. So I'm going to be doing a masterclass on not only how to go viral, but also how to bring the permission process into your sales and your sales language and your own sales processes. And I'm going to go into more areas and, how you show up for your sales calls, the different steps of what to say, how to say it, how your body language matters, even down to what you're wearing matters, but that's again different. And so again, this was a small piece of the permission process if you're wanting to learn the big kahuna, the bigger system, because this small piece does add up to other pieces. I think the class would be really intriguing for you if you're interested in that. That'll be on the 18th. Again, it's called Viral Sales Strategies. And I'm going to drop that for you in case you do want to come here in the chat. And, we're going to dive into the permission process. We're going to dive into what it actually does mean to be in a permissive based selling process for your particular business. So the way the class will be structured is really geared towards financial services as a whole and how the process can help you in your particular line of work. So that's it, friends. I know it was a quick training. Actually, we've been here since 4, so about 30 minutes. If you have questions, you have comments, if this was helpful, I'd love to know if this was helpful. If you came in a little late, I'm also streaming in the Facebook group. If you want a copy of this Zoom call, I'd be more than happy to send it your way. Let me know in the chat if you want me to send it over to you via email. I can do that, no strings attached. And if you want to come to the class, great, awesome, good stuff. Any of you on the Facebook group, if you have questions, let me know. Drop me a DM or drop your question below and we'll get that answered for you. And if this was helpful, I'd love to know that as well. I know it was like I said, a quick training. I don't like to do these for more than 30 minutes because people got to go. They got sales calls to be on. You got people to serve and things to do. So you are welcome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Great. Great, great, great. All right, friends. Thanks for being on the Zoom. Appreciate you. I'm gonna Click